Good morning, Raptor freaks. Lexi out here, and it's Friday, and we're going to play the Brooklyn Nets tonight in our final preseason game of 2024-2025 season. And we're 2-2, so we can get a winning record if we win tonight. So in some ways, I'd like to see this team committed to beating Jordy Fernandez's Brooklyn Nets. And it's funny, I'm watching the clip from 5 years ago on the Kensington Variety VIP Club, and I was talking about the Canadian election at that time. And at the end of the show, I said tonight the Raptors played Brooklyn in Brooklyn as the last preseason game. So 5 years ago today, the Raptors were in Brooklyn to play the Nets in the last preseason game of their season. That, of course, was the season after Kawhi, the one where Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka and Kyle Lowry and them had the best record for the Toronto Raptors in Raptors history the year after our championship. So, yeah, 5 years ago today, the Raptors were in Brooklyn also to play the Nets. And that's kind of interesting. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so, yeah, we've got a game tonight. It's the last preseason. I'm hyped. Are y'all hyped? Yeah, the Raptors are in Brooklyn, and we got all kinds of stuff to talk about for the game tonight. So let's get right into it. We'll start off with the injury, latest lineup news for both sides. First of all, we'll go to the Brooklyn side, and I'll just talk about it real quick. Now, this is not updated news as of in the last couple days. This is just who's been kind of sitting out for them in games previously this week for them in preseason. Nicholas Claxton has been day-to-day this week as far as his hamstring, and he did not play on Wednesday, but he's day-to-day. So there is a possibility that their center, Nicholas Claxton, may be playing for them today. Ben Simmons rested on Wednesday and did not play, but he has been playing in preseason games. Of course, he may have rested on the game on Wednesday because they were playing the Sixers. Hello. But yeah, apparently Ben Simmons has been showing up to play so far in preseason. So we could see Ben Simmons out there being goofy in Australia, and you know how he is. So we'll have to see. Either way, I say if he shows up, that actually helps us win, is what I usually say on that. Killian Hayes has been out with a hip injury, and he did not play on Wednesday. We'll see. He's day-to-day also. These guys are all day-to-day. Trendon Watford is out. He's missing a couple weeks because of a left hamstring strain, so he will not be playing today. Bojan Bogdanovic, the shooter, is going to be out also. His foot has been messed up, and he has no timetable to return. Scotty's good friend, Day'Ron Sharp, the center, is out at least 6 weeks with another hamstring strain. So there's a lot of left hamstring strains going on for the Brooklyn Nets right now. Our guy, Dennis Schroeder, is healthy and should be playing tonight. So we're going to get to see the great German MVP, world champion, Dennis Schroeder, playing tonight. In fact, I was watching Dennis on Twitch last night to do some scouting on him and the Nets. And I want to see what's going on with Dennis in his life right now. He's on Twitch playing Call of Duty and watching him run around, shooting at people. He was getting shot a lot himself, honestly. It's like he'd run into a room and then he's dead. And he'd be like, and he'd say something in German. And his fans would be talking to him too in German. And he's playing Call of Duty with a bunch of German guys. And somebody asked him if he was in Toronto while he was on his stream. And he's like, no, I'm in Brooklyn. And then at one point, his daughter came into the room and said, Daddy, it's time for us to go. And Dennis said, okay, I better log off, guys. Then he logged off. This was around like 6 p.m., 7 o'clock last night, watching Dennis Schroeder, scouting him for the game tonight on Twitch while he plays Call of Duty. He seemed to be in a good mood. And it was nice to see his daughter, Amaya, on the stream for just a moment there at the end. So, yeah, we love you, Dennis, up here in Toronto. No hard feelings either way, hopefully from you or from us to you. We love you, man. In some ways, I will always celebrate you as a half-season Raptor. Seriously. I love Dennis Schroeder. I'm not lying when I say that. Their lineup looks like this. Dennis at point guard, Cam Thomas at the shooting guard. He has been the leading scorer. Well, actually, Cameron Johnson's been leading scorer for them in the preseason. So the two Cams, Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, they're a multi-cam team. So they got a bunch of cams, different shots. And then they got Dorian Finney-Smith, who was the classic card of the day the other day. So Dorian Finney-Smith is on the Nets still, and he's their starting power forward. Let's see. They've also got Grady's best friend, Jalen Wilson, is playing for them, of course, from Kansas. He always seems to have a big game and try to get up to play against the Raptors because of Grady Dick. And I think that this will be a very fun matchup tonight. So pay attention to Jalen Wilson and Grady Dick tonight. Both those guys are elevating their games in their second years. And honestly, Jalen Wilson has always had a big game against the Raptors. I really do feel like it's because of Grady. Well, Grady's showing some amazing stuff right now. So I'd like to see this battle between the two Kansas Jayhawks, Jalen Wilson and Grady Dick. It should be pretty fun tonight. Noah Clowney is a great young power forward player also on their team. They've also got Keon Johnson. So they got a Cameron Johnson, Keon Johnson, Cam Thomas, and also let's see who else they got. Dariq Whitehead and Zaire Williams is on the Nets right now. So that's kind of the depth chart for the Nets and who we should expect. They're not a very talented team. They're a team that we should have way more talent than. And in some ways, we need to win tonight. I'm sorry. We love Jordy Fernandez. We love Dennis Schroeder. But listen, we're 2-2. We want to get a winning record by the end of this preseason. We want to have Darko have a winning record in preseasons, if not in the regular season. So let's get this win tonight against the Nets Raptors. Don't fuck around and get this win. Come on now. Get this win right now. All right, on our side of the ball, let's talk about the injuries. RJ will not be playing tonight, but it was interesting what Darko said about RJ yesterday in the practice interview. He said that he thinks that RJ will probably play on opening night against Cleveland. Who was saying that when all the crazy media people were going crazy about RJ's separated shoulder and making all these crazy sounds like it was going to be like a couple months that he's going to be out? I told y'all when this happened that RJ probably will be ready for opening day. And it sounds like Darko is seeing the same vision, that RJ should be coming along fine, and hopefully he will be in the lineup when we take to the court for opening night on our arena against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it's good news about RJ, and I'm pretty sure he'll be ready for opening night. We'll see if I'm right or not. Jacoby Walter's a little bit more ahead of RJ Barrett, according to Darko Rajakovic. The same injury, the separated shoulder, but Jacoby's a few days ahead. So Jacoby won't be playing tonight, but he should be ready to play for the opener, is what we're hearing. It may be that he's eased in. In some ways, Darko's hinted that they have some special plans for how they're going to bring in Jacoby Walter and use him in a very smart way to maximize and help him the best to get in there on the court. Emmanuel Quickley yesterday practice full contact. He's got trying a couple of different casts on his hand. He was very interesting in his interview yesterday with the press. Michael Grange, fuck you. 2-finger salute for you. And IQ ain't having it. No. You can come to him with some half-ass insulting comment. He's not going to take this. Some of you guys do this on purpose. Michael Grange, I know you're nagging our players on the down low, maybe for Rodgers, maybe for your own just sick entertainment. But when you come to Emmanuel Quickley and you tell him you've never been a starting point guard ever, he's going to correct you, motherfucker. He's going to say, no, I'm just not to you, motherfucker. And, he pushed you back and he made you look stupid. And in some ways, Michael Grange, please stop insulting or underlying left-handed compliment, negging our players in interviews, because you will get that bite back, just like you did from IQ yesterday, just like you rightfully deserve, honestly. And some of y'all in the media press are still shitty and so bad at your job and asking dumbass questions. Samson Falk is awesome with his X's and O's questions. He really does ask good questions. There's a lot of good people asking questions, but there's still some jabronis out there asking the negative, dumbass, Debbie Downer, Eeyore kind of shit. And Michael Grange, you are Eeyore, motherfucker. You are Eeyore. Yeah. What about your wrist, Manuel? Why do you always sound like you're in the middle of a poop, Michael Grange, when you talk? Why do you always sound like you're in the middle of a poop when you're talking, Michael Grange? Seriously, go finish your business before you come out and ask the questions. Seriously. Listen, they say Emmanuel's not going to play today, but I don't believe it, y'all. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is what separates a Raptors freak from every single other Raptors content channel, is because I'm going to tell y'all right now, and we're going to see if I'm right. Emmanuel Quickley's going to play tonight. Yeah, I believe this. Seriously, they made it look like he's not going to play tomorrow, but he had full contact practice yesterday. He's trying different casts, and Darko said he wanted him to play one preseason game this preseason. There's only one left. So I'm going to tell you right now, Emmanuel Quickley's going to suit up, and he's going to play tonight. I will stake my honor on this, seriously, that you guys are going to be shocked, and you're going to see Emmanuel take to the court tonight just for maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. He'll barely be out there, but he's going to get out there and he's going to play a little bit. Watch. Seriously, watch. And we'll see if I'm right, because I feel like he's itching to go. He's ready. He did a full contact practice yesterday. He's getting fitted for a specialized cast so he can play with it and feel comfortable. He's going to play tonight. Seriously, I'm telling y'all right now. Why would Emmanuel Quickley pass up the chance to go up against his freeze buddy from last season, his very short time teammate, Dennis Schroeder, because we know they have fun going back and forth at each other. And in some ways, yeah, I can see Emmanuel dressing and playing tonight, y'all. Even if they're saying on ESPN he won't play today, I don't believe that shit. I'll bet you money he's going to play tonight, y'all. And RJ Barrett is not with the team. He did not travel to Brooklyn. This is good news to me because in some ways, RJ don't need to be going back to New York right now. He got all his stuff packed and moved over here by now to the Mississauga and the Toronto area. And in some ways, RJ just needs to continue to get better here in Toronto. No travel, no airplanes, no customs, no bullshit like that. And just let him rest until the game on Wednesday next week against Cleveland. Yeah, Jamal Shed is on the injury list because he left the game the other day with his hamstring. But this is what Darko said about Jamal Shed. He's doing well. He's doing well. So in some ways, we may see a switch out where Jamal Shed is not playing tonight because Emmanuel's back, and we'll have a Davion Mitchell backup point guard with, DJ Carton and Jamias Ramsey kind of backing up there. So I don't see possibly Jamal Shed playing tonight just for precaution. But who knows? I could be wrong, and Jamal Shed's playing tonight. Garrett Temple is day-to-day also, and so is Kelly Olynyk. We'll see if our two vets are involved in things. And, of course, Bruce Brown is out with his recovery from surgery still at this point. Scotty Barnes is going to be playing tonight, guys. And I'm going to bet you right now Emmanuel Quickley will show up also. So that will mean everybody except RJ and probably Ochai Agbaji starting once again at the small forward position. Since it's worked so well, don't fuck with it. Put those Kansas Jayhawks in the starting lineup and see that synergy grow between Agbaji and Dick. That's what I'm saying right there. So there's your latest lineup news. I'm willing to stake my reputation that Emmanuel Quickley is going to play tonight, y'all. Seriously, I'm reading the tea leaves, and I'm looking at what he's saying, and I'm feeling his energy. He's like, that motherfucker's ready to play. He's ready to play. And in some ways, him wants to come and play Dennis, and he does want to play in New York and in Brooklyn. Yeah, he wants to come back and play them. All right, let's do the refs next. Here's your referee report for today's preseason game. Our crew chief is the great crew chief, one of my favorite refs in the NBA. I'm telling you, this guy is a wonderkind. This guy is the best young ref coming up. This dude is going to be the best ref in the years to come after all those old jabronis retire, named Scott Foster and Ed Malloy and all them. When they retire, Tyler Ford is going to be the best ref in the NBA at that point. He's in his 9th season out of Lima, Ohio. We love Tyler Ford. I'm telling you right now, his favorite TV show is Yellowstone. His favorite movie is Remember the Titans. His favorite musician is Old Dominion. His book is The Power of Positive Team. He likes to eat some steak, so let's get him a good steak, cooked to the right temperature and the right cooking that he likes. I'm going to guess maybe medium rare. Are you a medium rare guy, just like me, Tyler Ford? Because that's a good way to cook your steak. Medium rare. Not too rare. No. Just a nice pink and juice in there. Medium rare steak. Take him to the cake. And he loves to watch Netflix. He most like to visit Ireland, and he'd like to go play golf at Augusta National. That's right. Tyler Ford is a hot shot. Seriously, on the inside of the referee world, Tyler Ford is a superstar on the rise. I'm telling you, he's like SGA in the refereeing world. I'm serious, y'all. He is the Ohio native, served as the assistant director of intramural sports at Purdue University from 2009 to 2015. Tyler Ford holds a bachelor's and master's degree in sports administration from Ball State University. He enjoys playing golf in his free time. Yeah, we love Tyler Ford. I'm going to tell you that right now. Tyler Ford is our best ref today. We win 59% of our games with him. That's just under 60%, y'all. And they win 27% of the games. So it's 59 to 27, the split with Tyler Ford for us. And that's right. Yeah, Tyler's in charge, baby. And he's a great ref. We love you, Tyler. We love you. The second ref is not our friend, though. And he's kind of playing for the home team because he's from the hometown. And that's Ray Acosta. Ray Acosta in his 7th season out of Elizabeth, New Jersey. Yeah, his favorite TV show is The Sopranos. He likes the movie Scarface, so he's all a gangster stuff. His favorite musician is Michael Jackson. His favorite book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He'll eat anything Italian. This guy's very, very New York. Let's just put it that way. His favorite app is also Netflix. So these guys be binging that Netflix their hotel rooms, waiting for the game. And they must like to visit Maldives. His bucket list is to be in a shark tank surrounded by great white sharks in Australia. And his hidden talent is dancing. So maybe Ray Acosta, you should go be on Dancing with the Stars. Seriously, is a referee going to be a star at some point? Because y'all are getting more and more known. Y'all are more on blast with your NBA referee account on Twitter. I love it, actually. I love y'all's content. Like the stuff you're doing about bench, cut, sit. That stuff is awesome. Start, bench, cut. That stuff is so awesome. I now know that Ben Taylor loves rap because of this. And Ray Acosta's appeared in these also recently. So, yeah, it's very fun stuff. And you know what? In some ways, yeah, let's make the referees more likable by letting their personalities out on the NBA Ref Twitter account, because y'all are fun, man. Honestly, in some ways, I'm enjoying being a fan of the refs. And Tyler Ford's one of my favorites. Ray Acosta, I'm not a big fan of you, though. And you being a New York guy, refereeing in Brooklyn tonight against us. And when I tell you all the splits, you'll understand what I'm talking about here. Off the court, Ray Acosta enjoys working out, traveling, going to the movies, and attending concerts. Yeah, Ray is the worst ref for us tonight, guys. We have a losing record of 45% wins. That's below our career average for our franchise of 47% winning. 45% wins with Ray. And the Nets, meanwhile, win 54% of their games under Ray Acosta. So it is 45-54 for the Nets with the second ref, Ray Acosta. So watch him. Watch his whistle. Seriously, y'all. The third ref is a friendly ref to the Raptors. His name is Nate Green. He's in his 5th season out of Des Moines, Iowa. His favorite TV show is The Wire. He loves that movie, Coming to America, with Eddie Murphy. His favorite musician is Selena Johnson. He likes the book Lone Survivor. Give him some tagliatelle bolognese. This man wants some Italian also. He's watching the Netflix also. I wonder if they're putting these refs together by their likes, because these guys are all Netflix heads. All 3 of the refs today. And he most like to visit Africa. Yeah, Nate Green's from all backgrounds and walks of life. He enjoys playing golf, bat fishing, and wine collecting. Yeah, Nate Green's a great percentage with us, guys. He's not that far under Tyler Ford. We win 58% of our games also with Nate Green, 59% with Tyler Ford. But he has a higher winning percentage with the Nets, inexplicable 1% win percentage under him. You think about that. That's a little brain teaser for you. How the hell do the Nets have a 61% win percentage under Nate Green in the last 5 years with their win percentage as a franchise? That's what I'm asking you. So that's a little screwy. So it is actually a split for the Nets with Nate Green, even though he's historically a very good ref for the Raptors. 58-61 for the Nets. So 2 under refs favor the Nets, especially Ray Acosta. And then Tyler Ford extremely favors the Raptors, and he is the one who's in charge. So there's your ref report, guys. It's an overall very friendly crew. And honestly, this will be determined by the talent level of the Raptors versus the talent level of the Nets, is what's going to determine this game tonight. And in some ways, if we don't come up there and we play half-assed, well, the Nets can beat us. But if we play right and we play the right way, if Scotty shows up like he did the other night, yeah, we're going to win. We're going to win tonight. So, yeah, IQ was saying something yesterday in his practice interview that was very telling, and I love hearing it. Very, very good interview with him yesterday. He was feisty. He was interacting with Darko during it. Darko was making heart signs at him from the sideline off this camera. Right when Grange was kind of messing with him, Darko came in for some levity and kind of like, ooh, look at my heart. And it's like, yeah, my coach is just making a heart. I love you, Darko, is what Emmanuel's saying. But Emmanuel said this. He's said that we're going to surprise people this year, that the Raptors work very hard. And as a unit, we're busting our ass and we're going to be all over the place like crazy. In some ways, this is a signature of our franchise, that we've always been a hustle, work hard team. No matter whether we were wearing the purple dinosaurs of the early 90s, we always had a team. Brendan Malone would get our guys out there and hustling and working hard, even if we weren't winning. Well, this has been a calling card of the Raptors franchise over the 30 years, is often we have a team that does well, partly because they just bust their ass so hard. And that's what Emmanuel was saying yesterday, that he thinks that the things that are going to surprise the Raptors fans, the rest of the NBA, and the other teams we're going to play is just how hard we work. So we're going to get out there and we're going to hit the floor. We're going to do more of what we did against the Celtics to beat them by 1 point on Tuesday. Yeah. We're going to do that stuff all season. That's what Emmanuel's saying, is that their plan is to bust their ass and work hard every single night this year and surprise people because of their effort. And that I'm all about that. That's the way the Raptors have been doing it all along in the 30 years. And why wouldn't this latest edition, this rebuilding edition around young Scotty Barnes, do the same thing? Especially since Scotty, apparently, according to Darko yesterday, said that Scotty Barnes ran the most miles out of any NBA player last year on the court, in some ways by average. And I get that. That makes sense because that dude's running all over the place. He's all over the place. Fred's won this in the past where he's had the most miles accumulated running around all over the court. Well, Scotty's up there in the leaders, even with the time that he missed on the court. By average, he's running around on the court making miles, putting down miles on his odometer. So yeah, that's very interesting stuff. They're gonna work, is what Emmanuel's saying. And Scotty is all over the place, is what Darko's saying too. All right, let's see what y'all are saying in the chat. There's your setup, latest lineup news, ref report. There you go. Tyler Ford, let's go. Man, I do really love Tyler Ford. He is a great ref, guys. In some ways, I talk shit about a lot of refs, but when I like a ref and when refs are cool, I'm going to talk big upping on them. And Tyler Ford's my guy, man. He's my guy. Naco the Nacho is first in this morning. Let's see what Gerald's saying. Hopefully he's not walking to work without a jacket again this morning. Let's see what he's saying. Kawhi could have won OKC's lottery next year. Masai was scouting Rutgers yesterday. Okay, there's a couple things there. We've gotten word that Kawhi Leonard, once again, is not going to be ready for the season. He's going to be out for a while. And, well, this is like a broken record. And I love it. People from Raptors Nation coming into those comment sections on Twitter and saying, you should have never left the Raptors. Dr. Alex would have kept you healthy, and you would have had a much better career if you just stayed in Toronto. I think this is true. I think that we have a very good doctor here, and that he would have been able to work with Kawhi in a better way than the Clippers have. And, well, it is what it is. You get what you get, Steve Ballmer. You paid for it. You got it. You got it, and you wanted it so bad. You got it. Okay, there you go. So, yeah, another season where Kawhi's not ready. Well, what a shock. What a shock indeed. Seriously. Also, yes, Sean Marks and Masai Ujiri cited at Rutgers game last night, scouting two high prospects, including the brother of Ron Harper Jr., Dylan Harper, and Ace Bailey. And these guys are top prospects for the draft next year. But very interesting to see our president, Masai Ujiri, in the house scouting those Rutgers superstars yesterday. So very, very good stuff. Of course, Masai's there. He's doing his job. And he is good at his job. Of course, he's going to be there watching Ace Bailey. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Trevor's here. Sometimes the toughest part of the journey is just believing you're good enough to take the ride. Boom, goes that dynamite. I love that, Trevor. Great words of wisdom from you there. Having confidence in yourself is good, but have humble confidence. Have a confidence that is underlying, but maybe not braggadocio. Have a confidence that is in your action and not in your words. These are the things that I would say about that. But Trevor, I love you, man. And thank you for your great words of wisdom and all the fun you provide for this channel as the commissioner of fun. That's right. Trevor is the commissioner of fun. That's right. He said Kawhi should give up the game of basketball and become injury specialist. What is an injury specialist? I wonder what that is. Is this a guy who goes to the grocery store and dumps water on the floor and falls all of a sudden? Is that where Kawhi's next job is? Is going to try and scam insurance somewhere by being hurt? In some ways, that's hilarious. Think about that. Kawhi's at Costco. He squirts the little squirt bottle on the floor. He goes, oh, he falls on the floor. And everybody's like, whoa, what happened? And they're like, Kawhi, it's Kawhi, y'all. It's Kawhi. Whoa, I got hurt on your floor. Nah, man, you didn't get hurt on our floor. We've seen how much you got hurt in the NBA. There's no way you got hurt here. Oh, that's funny. Injury specialist specializing in getting injuries in places trying to. Oh, man, that's wrong. In some ways, hey, Kawhi deserves this to a degree, what he did to us, not coming back and let us have a repeat. All right, Smooth's here. Good to see Smooth Brown, man. Ahmad Rashad is in the house. Crazy about Kawhi, man. I posted the news in the chat last night, but my comment was deleted. I guess it was way too early to be posting. Yeah, we figured this out a couple of years ago, that YouTube will not keep the early comments in the live chat area overnight. They wipe it. And it's only after like 6 a.m. in the morning that your comment will be read on the show for sure. So just for your own future knowledge, Smooth Brown Man, you can't write it over the night before. It all gets wiped. And I don't even understand that, because I'll read these comments the night before and I'm like, oh, this is good. And then I'll come in and they'll be gone. And I'll be like, what? Where'd those comments go? But I've noticed that people can come in the first 3 hours before, and then you can get your comment to stick. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. That's nothing I'm doing. It's something that YouTube is doing. But yeah, we appreciate you being here once again, the king of the classic card. And yeah, we're going to do that in a little bit. So be ready. Monique is here. The super fan Monique Lawrence is here. The heart and soul of the Raptor Freak family. We love you so much, Monique. What are you saying this morning? Good morning, Raptor Freak family crew, and happy game day. Let's go and beat the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn. Fuck Brooklyn. That's right. I'll say this right now in the honor of the super fan Monique Lawrence. Fuck Brooklyn. That's in your honor, Monique. That's right there. Yeah, yeah. Trevor's saying, I love IQ's interviews. So smart. Yeah, he's not taking no shit. Michael Grange, you are not one of these New York assholes that he's been dealing with already. He knows how to deal with your sorry ass, grumpy ass, half loaf comments that you're making, man. Yeah, go pinch it off. The rest of it, seriously. IQ, what's it going to be like to be a point guard starting for the first time? Dude, just go to the bathroom, man. Just empty your bowels, please. Jeez. It's so uncomfortable to hear how you talk sometimes. What's wrong with you, Michael Grange? Just work through your whatever out. Seriously. But yeah, IQ's like, you may have never seen me be a starting point guard, you motherfucker. I can fill it in for him. That's the rest of what he would have said to him. You may have never seen me be a point guard, motherfucker. Oh, IQ's awesome. He is awesome, Trevor. You're right. He's very smart. He's very team-oriented, and he's doing such a good job. And honestly, I love what he was saying about him battling with Davion and Shed. That iron sharpens iron once again. And honestly, this is a really good kind of like backups to have for IQ because they keep him top-notch having to play against such good defensive guards in practice all the time. That, like, seriously, these dudes are going to help elevate IQ's game to most improved and all-star levels. So, man, this is actually really brilliant kind of team building because you got Davion Mitchell as a great backup defensive guard, but also in practice, that guy is pushing quickly to be better and better. And that's a beautiful, beautiful situation. I'm telling you right now. Smooth saying, did any of you see the Bill Simmons stuff with the Raptors? Yes. I was wondering if anybody's going to catch this and want to bring this up. The Ringer is talking about the Raptors with Ryan Russillo and Bill Simmons, two jabronis. And honestly, you can go watch that clip on Twitter and see where it is and go read all the comments at the bottom after that. They are so out of pocket and stupid. They're basically saying, once again, this is something they said about the Raptors like 2 or 3 years ago also. They said, this team just doesn't make any sense. Why do they have these guys together? I mean, you're paying these guys $130 million. Scotty Barnes, Emmanuel Quickly, and RJ Barrett. It doesn't make any sense. They don't make any sense together. I don't get it either. I mean, what are they doing up there? Motherfuckers, you don't watch us. You don't understand. And somebody pointed out in the comments section, all those people play different positions. So how do they not fit? You just want to blindly think, oh, the Raptors suck, and you're just putting out any kind of weird opinions. It's funny because you got roasted in your own comment section after this. And then people are saying stuff like, if these guys say this, well, the Raptors are going to be good this year because these guys are always wrong. Is it punch the ticket to the playoffs because Bill Simmons said something stupid out of his ass and he is always wrong. So, yeah, that's my opinion about the Ringer and Ryan Russillo and fucking Bill Simmons talking out of their ass when they don't even watch the Raptors. They don't even understand. Well, you motherfuckers will find out this year. How about that? We'll find out for yourselves down the road, Bill Simmons. And listen, people bookmark that stupid ass fucking clip from your show yesterday on the Ringer, and they will come back and they will tell you about it later. I am sure. So, yeah, this is great. I love when Bill Simmons talks out of his ass when he doesn't do any research or watch the Raptors and just says whatever. You'll find out, Bill. Okay, you'll find out. And once again, I don't even understand how you're a fucking expert on the NBA at all. You are like me, bro. You're the Celtics freak. And you might as well just be exactly who you're supposed to be instead of masquerading as a mainstream NBA article columnist. No, you're a big fan, motherfucker. And you should just be what you are. This tiger should wear his stripes. And just wear your fucking green and white and be a fucking Celtics fan and sit in there and do your show as a Celtics fan, motherfucker. And stop trying to come off as you're a unbiased NBA expert. You're not. You're just as biased as I am, wearing this Raptors jersey with Scotty Barnes number 4 on it and this hat. You might as well wear a Jason Tatum jersey while you do your fucking show, Bill Simmons. That's what I got to say, the Ringer right there. There you go, Smooth. You wanted to know. There you got it. They roasted them in their own comment section. None of them in the comment section was agreeing with them in any way. Everybody's coming at them and saying, yeah, the Raptors are going to be good. If these guys are saying they're going to be bad, these guys are always wrong, is what they were saying about them. Woo, they roasted them good. Everybody did. It was crazy. Trevor J's got the team on blast. I love it. The Nets are going down tonight. That's right, Trevor. I love that. Yeah, Monica's saying IQ is so locked in and so prepared. Yeah. Yeah, he's very professional. And the thing about IQ that I love is he's feisty. In some ways, he's very intelligent, as Trevor said. And in some ways, he's such a team guy and he's so fun. I'm telling you, I think he's going to play tonight. They're acting like he's not going to play, but the goal was to have him play at least one preseason game. Well, the time's running out. This is the last one. So I could see him very much showing up. He may not play a 20-minute game. He would probably play only maybe 10 to 15. But in some ways, they could get him out there, give him a little taste. And if it is kind of anything weird, they just pull him out, pull the hook. Just say, all right, you're out. You're out. Well, no, we'll give it a try. And then hopefully nothing weird happens. And boom, he just gets like a good little 10-minute run. That's all. He doesn't need to play a whole lot. Just make an appearance, get some little bit of time in there, get some game experience, game level energy going for just the last one. And he should be all right. I think that's what's going to happen, guys. We'll see. We'll see if Lex is right. Because in some ways, I like to put my name on kind of stuff like this when other people don't see it, and I see it. So I'm going to bet that IQ's playing tonight, guys. Seriously. Trevor's saying we can see a new WNBA champion tonight. Well, that's if the Liberty win tonight. The Lynx win tonight. Well, it goes to 5 games, and there's another game. And in some ways, I think that it would be the best interest of the WNBA for there to be a Scott Foster extension tonight. I think that would be good for the league to get it all the way hyped up to a full 5-game series. Seriously. So don't hold your breath on the Liberty winning their first ever WNBA championship tonight. It could very well be that, I'm not saying that they're going to manipulate things. I'm just saying the Lynx have a lot of pride. And it would be in the best interest for the business of the WNBA if there is a very dramatic game, especially in this season and how crazy this season is. Some ways the fans are calling out for it. They want Minnesota to win tonight because they want to amp up that drama for a game 5. Yeah. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with that, Trevor, tonight. Could very well be the New York Liberty are basking in their first ever WNBA championship tonight. We'll have to see. Cowboys in the house. Good morning, Lex. Raptor Freaks. Dap to you, Bradley. Brooklyn doesn't know what's coming their way tonight. Chef Darko is going to be cooking eggs tonight. Bring your plate. Dinner starts at 7:30. There you go. Cowboys got that dinner bell ready. He's going to be doing this as TGIF. Get done with your schoolwork, your school day, your work day, and go ding, 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 ding. Come and get it. Come and get it. Chef Dargo's serving. Yeah, we're going to be eating. Nom, nom, nom. Yeah, let's see what happens. I want to see Scotty eat some more tonight. Yeah, Scotty, you're a big boy. You have a big appetite. You need more threes. You need more dunks. You need more middies. Yes. Scotty was good in his interview this week, too. The one after the game where he's talking about he loves the shot, the silencer. And he was very methodical in the interview, talking about why he was shooting the way he was with the threes. He said he worked very, very hard this summer on really nailing down those 3-point shots. So he's very confident with them, and that he loves the silencer is what he calls it. And it's a shot basically early in the shot clock where if there's nobody near him and he just pulls up and he takes the 3 and just bombs it to silent the crowd. And he loves that shot, and he's very confident in doing it. Now, he understands, and this is really interesting. Scott was kind of breaking it down, the 2 kind of things that he knows he shouldn't do, because if they mess or muddle up our flow of play and the camaraderie and the connection with the other players, if he does too much dribble isolation by himself outside the 3-point line to try and free himself to get an open 3 is not the right way. He needs to work off his teammates and pass it. So he's trying to understand the right times for maybe an impromptu early shot clock 3 when they're coming back in transition. And really a lot of that has to do with, Scott, is them laying off of you. If they do not come and respect you coming up and you're walking down, you just want to shoot it over them, you can do that because you do have confidence in that shot and you worked on it very hard this summer. So that's the cool thing. Scotty very much let it out of the bag that he's worked very hard on his 3-point shooting this summer. And there's a new level of confidence in it. And that may be part of why we're going to see him make and take a lot more threes this year. So, yeah. And the other thing we was talking about also is talking about when to do certain things on offense to get his teammates more involved. And he doesn't want to stagnate the offense. Darko was echoing a lot of this too. So it's really interesting. Some of the stuff that I've criticized him for in the past on this channel but they're aware of it, and they're very much trying to do the good quality stuff that's winning stuff and cut out the kind of like, this is lazy Scott doing a dribble and just trying to hoist a three without working the ball around in the shot clock to get other people involved, because you're going to garner your own shots and great shots for other people if you're moving the ball. And we don't want this isolation stuff where you're lazy, is basically it is. Don't be lazy on offense is what we're saying, Scott. But yeah, I'm excited. And Scotty, ready to feast some more? I'm ready to watch. That's right. Bryce is here. Good to see Bryce down in the K-Tuck. And Cowboys saying much love to Dennis, but you're not going to have fun tonight against our guards. Ha! Let's go Raptors. Yeah, it's a tall order for Dennis Schroeder going up against the point guards of the Raptors. They're kind of formidable and a little scary to teams we're going to be playing from now on. This season's going to be fun to see these guys put the ringer on all the top point guards in the league. And in some ways, it's going to be very, very fun to see Off Day and Shed and Emmanuel coming at people like that. Yeah, I'm all about this, Cowboy. I think that Dennis is going to have a tough night tonight, too. I think you're right. Bryce is saying, good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. We are going to destroy the Nets tonight. Let's go, Raptors. There you go. I like that attitude from our guy Bryce down south. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy this game tonight no matter what. I hope that we win. I'm pretty sure we will. I have really good feelings that we will. Because in some ways we're just like that. And in some ways, the Nets are going to be a bottom feeder this year. I'm sorry. In some ways, they're just destined for this. I love Jordy Fernandez. I love Dennis Schroeder, and I wish them very well. But I mean, I'm just looking at the optics of this. They have some nice young players, but they still do have Ben Simmons holding up a big chunk of their salary as a dead weight in the middle of it. So it's that kind of stuff going on right now. Let's go Raptors is right, Bryce. And Cowboys saying win by 30 tonight. That's a great prediction, Cowboy. If that happens, that'd be awesome. Monique saying Masai was really watching Dylan Harper. Well, I'm not as interested in Dylan Harper as Ace Bailey. That's who I hope he was watching more. The big man. Yeah, because that dude, in some ways, he's going to be better than Dylan. Watch. And you know what? If we're going to get a choice between them, I'd rather have Bailey. I'm not going to lie, Monique. I am not going to lie. Yeah, Cowboys saying Ref Report. That's right. Ref Report with Tyler Ford and Nate Green. Those are our guys. Ray Acosta, I'm watching you. You Sopranos. Woke up this morning and got myself a good. That dude is so classic New York, man. I love Italian food. I love the Sopranos. Scarface. Ray Acosta, man, I love you, man. Don't take any slight on it, but man, you have a weird winning percentage for the Brooklyn Nets. It's very fishy from a guy from that area for having the Brooklyn Nets so high in like recent years, like 61% winning percentage. What is that? That's really weird, man. That's really, really weird. Smith saying Dennis was a professional. He just had the misfortune of following in Fred's footsteps. Yeah, I don't even know if it's Fred. And once again, idiot on his He Who Shall Not Be Named channel is going after Fred after a couple of bad preseason games. What an idiot. Oh my gosh, that guy's so stupid. Why do you hate Fred so much? You really hate him because he wouldn't sign an autograph for you at the 905 game? Oh, boo, boo, fucking Pencer, you dumbass motherfucker. Oh, I told you Fred's this and that. No, Fred is exactly what we've said. And you are a toxic fan. And you are a fucker. And I don't think Fred's a god. No, I don't. I think Fred is a GOAT, one of the greatest Raptors of all time. And he will get his due respect. And as much as I hate Vince Carter getting respect right now, you will hate it when Fred gets his fucking Robert Pencer. You fucking idiot. You're still talking shit about Fred. He hasn't played for our team in over a year. And honestly, he has turned that Rockets franchise around. He's a success and he's a badass. And we still love Fred in Toronto, even if you don't, Robert, you piece of shit. That's what I say right there. Yeah, that's for Robert Pencer right there. Yeah, Fred's footsteps. What do you mean? Dennis was the person was going to fit, but it didn't fit and it wasn't right. And in some ways, he got in on the last edition of the Raptors where it was closing with Siakam and Anunoby right when it closed. And it was just that was that. It was going to work with Schroeder and Anunoby and Pascal still here. Well, they'd still be here. But it wasn't to be. And the chapters changed and we turned the page. And unfortunately, Schroeder was a part of that old page. And it's just how it was. In some ways, it just had to be that way. And well, now we're where we are now. And there's no problem with that. I don't even think Fred had anything to do with Dennis at all. Seriously. Cowboys saying, I believe Shed is going to have a big game tonight. 20 plus points, 5 steals, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. I don't think Shed's going to play. I'm going to be honest with you, Bradley, right now. Shed's played a lot already this preseason. He's shown a lot. He has a hamstring injury. And in some ways, he left the last game and didn't come back. And in some ways, there's no reason to press him back in this, especially if Emmanuel's back tonight. If Emmanuel comes back tonight, there's hardly any minutes for Shed. In fact, they were talking about this in the last couple interview days, that when Emmanuel is healthy and comes back, Jamal's probably not going to get to play as much anymore. That the whole depth chart of things is Emmanuel to Davion. And that, even with Shed as a third point guard, that's murky. That he's going to be really a 905 guy this year. And DJ Carton could actually be the third point guard for the Raptors on their main roster this year. Shed could be the fourth point guard and all the way down on 905 for most of the year. He showed very good stuff in preseason. Don't get it twisted. And he's a great young prospect as a point guard. But I'm really predicting Shed's going to get to run the show just like Fred VanVleet did in his first year as a Raptor on the 905, and that's going to be his primary place of work. But I don't think he's going to play tonight, so I don't see that stat line happening, unfortunately, Bradley, because I think Shed's going to be out tonight, just so you know. Bradley's saying we're going to be up by so much points tonight where we're going to lots of Prince Shamshay tonight, poster dunk incoming. Well, this would be fun if there is a lead, but I don't know. I think this game will be close in some ways, but we need to execute and win it by the end. That could be the difference is like, look, if we have Emmanuel and Scotty in the game, and they've got Dennis, the leadership is better on our side in some ways than on their side. They're a very young team, the Nets. And in some ways, Dennis is like their main vet. And then everybody else is very young in a lot of ways. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I do hope that Shamshay gets to play, though. I will say that. Cowboy saying alley-oop in the middle of a pop. Lex in the middle of a pop. All right, yeah, we could do that. You want to give me an alley-oop? All right, fine, Bradley. You can give me an alley-oop. I was a little hyped up this morning already, so why not? We'll do that. 163 for old Lex on the dunk chart. Let's see. Kaz is here. Good morning, fam. Good morning to you, Kaz. Kaz on the road because it's still a weekday, so Kaz is out there doing his last day of the week. He'll get the weekend off. G saying, did we talk about their dance moves? Oshai can dance. That open gym episode on Afrobeats will be so fun. Yeah, that we had a little Afrobeat like open gym short of like they were playing Afrobeat music at practice, and the guys were grooving. They were vibing. And honestly, this is crazy. Like the vibes on this team are so crazy good right now. Like seriously, Darko has ratcheted it up. Whether it's going to Leaf games, whether it's going on that boat ride that they did in Montreal, whether it's, they're doing so much fun stuff and they're doing so much stuff together, and they really are, it's real bona fide bonding. And there's stuff on social media you see also and stuff like that. Yeah, this is what Monique was saying is like, look, the moves on these guys have great rhythm and timing, and the vibe of dancing to the Afrobeat music was just on point. It was very, very cool to see everybody in there doing that stuff, especially Emmanuel. Emmanuel's got some really cool dance moves, and he kind of is like the template, the leader of the vibes and the rhythm. The rhythm, I'll say that. Yeah, him being a drummer and him being very musically talented and also very much a footwork kind of guy, that all makes sense. That, he'd be a good dancer. If you got good footwork on a basketball court, you probably have good footwork on a dance floor too. But yeah, that was a fun clip, wasn't it? I don't know if we'll get a full episode of that. That may be just the short that they give us, but who knows? Open Gym may be coming out with a long half-hour episode or something like that with a bunch of stuff that we've seen recently. But it does seem like their style may be just the Open Gym shorts these days, where they're just dropping little like 5-minute clips here and there. So we'll have to see. Randolph is here. Good to see Randolph Phillips. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Beloved Raptor Freaks. Most informative gang on the game day. Learn to embrace the pain to inherit all the attached gains. Love. There you go. That's awesome. Yeah, in some ways, no pain, no gain. I've already been doing my workouts this morning. I work out every single day the Raptors play. And I've got to go do something. So I'm trying to get them in early. And I'm feeling my muscles tearing a little bit more to get bigger. And that pain is what my gain is, to get bigger muscles. And my goal is by the time I turn 50 next year, I want to be like super big and buff. Like you see all Lex turn into Hulk Hogan in the next year, y'all. Seriously, not with the steroids though. But yeah, like pumping and eating my vitamins and saying my prayers. But yeah, Randolph is right. Pain, no gain. And yeah, there's going to be some pain this year with losses, Raptors fans, but there will be gain from the experience. Trust me. Yeah, let's go see what Leo's saying as the third wise man. Leo's saying being present is a choice. And that's true. That's true. You guys, we could get locked up in something that happened a long time ago and just dwell on it, and it could tear us up over and over again. We could get so worried about like a year now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. We could get so worried about the future and whoa, no, this is happening. This is happening. No, 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 no. The present is the only thing that's real. And that's right now. And me being live on the Raptor Freak channel right now, talking about a preview for the Brooklyn Nets game tonight in preseason. This is nothing else. There's nothing afterwards yet. There's nothing that mattered a half an hour or an hour or 2 hours ago. There's only present, and present is now. And that's the great word of wisdom from our great Leo Routens, the guy who's taught Canada basketball over the decades. We love you, Leo. Coffee is a choice. That's right. And being present for coffee in the morning is a choice also. Thank you, Randolph. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Leo, the three wise men of the Raptor Freaks channel. That's right. There you go. Cowboy saying, oh, shit, get better, Jamal Shed. Yeah. Yeah. He'll a little hamstring issue. And honestly, I could see them just holding him out in preseason. He made some highlights. He got some eyes open, and he got some hype. And in some ways, get out of the way for a little bit, and let's let these guys. Because in some ways, tonight is also the last night for the guys we talked about yesterday to try and ingratiate them to make the team. And that is Bruno Fernando, Jamias Ramsey, Jared Rhoden, and Jamison Battle. So in some ways, there's got to be some time carved out for these guys tonight to make that battle for the last spot. True, because there's not going to be anything else other than practice after this. So there's a good impression that Bruno Fernando or Ramsey or Rhoden want to make right now. They better make it, because in some ways, Battle's made the best impression. And we'll have to see how it goes right there. Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Monique is saying they all have rhythm, Open Gym for the win. Yeah, very, very cool. Monique found the Open Gym creators own account. That's the director's account. And he released clip of what they're going to play in our arena when they hype up the game. Right before the game starts, they play some music, they dim the lights, and they show a highlight reel with all the Raptors showing up and cuts with like Scotty doing this, Emmanuel, RJ this. Well, the Open Gym director has released the cut on YouTube channel, and you can actually watch the intro video for this year's Raptors before they even play it for the season, because it's up on his YouTube channel, and it's awesome. It's cut so well. It's got such a good interlaying of the hierarchy of the Raptors with Scotty, and then you got RJ and Emmanuel, and then boom, all of a sudden there's Grady, and then boom, there's Jakob, and then like Kelly and Oshai and everybody mixed in. And it, of course, has really cool highlights. And they took some of the highlights from preseason already and showing some of this stuff with Mobo and Shed and stuff like that and put it in there. But it's very hype, like usual. That's one of the cool things about going to the Raptors game is the intros, the fireworks, all the hype in the beginning of the game with the music, four corners, and Herbie and Strizzy doing the call, the starting lineup. And yeah, that highlight reel is the one they'll play in the arena during the music to get everybody hyped right before, Monique. And I loved it. And finding that channel was pretty cool, Mo. Finding that YouTube channel for the Open Gym guy. That's not Jeff Landicho. No, that's somebody else that's doing it now. But yeah, good stuff. Cowboys got the spray paint out for tonight. There you go. Let's go cause some graffiti in Brooklyn. Seaboard said, hitting up Earl's tonight to watch the game. Only Cowboy knows about Earl's. Eating good, watching Raps, kick ass. We have Earl's downtown here in Toronto. I don't know if it's a chain, if it's the same Earl's, or is that a special Earl's that's just out in Alberta? It could be, but we have Earl's downtown in Toronto too. It's like a fancy place where all the big wigs at Bay Street like to go eat and like hang out and like, oh, let me get another steak and asparagus, honey. Oh, and can I get another marg? That kind of shit. I don't know. It may not be the same kind of Earl's as the Earls that I know downtown Toronto. That's right. Spray paint. Shh. That's right. Let's go. Seymour saying, if Grady drops more than 25 tonight, I'm stamping him for most improved player of the year. This is the weird thing. There's a lot of speculation that the most improved player of the year is going to be on the Raptors this year, but nobody's sure who it's going to be. Is it going to be RJ? Is it going to be Emmanuel? Is it going to be Grady? That's right. I'm hearing murmurs about most improved player of the year for all three of those guys, depending on how well they do. I mean, Grady's a new one. I don't think he was going to be in the running for most improved player. And in some ways, he probably isn't realistic. In some ways, you have to be a known player already in some ways before you can be a most improved. So it's probably way more likely that either Quickly or Barrett will be in the running for most improved player this year. is probably more likely. But I won't argue with you that Grady's not going to improve immensely and maybe should be considered for it. So I would say that. Yeah, yeah. Mo's saying, I've been saying to you, Lex, we're going to surprise everyone. I love that. I love that confidence she has. In some ways, I want to be grounded and realistic. I know in some ways I've been so pie in the sky, ultra positive for the Raptors when we had Nick Nurse and we had Fred and we had a lot of really good players on our team. In some ways, this is an unknown team. In some ways, I'm discovering this team with everybody all at the same time. And I can't for sure foretell everything because it is very blurry and murky. And in some ways, part of the reason why the Ringer guys was like, I don't understand what's going on is because in some ways there's no clear like history to what we've got with our team right now because this is so new. It's such a new rebuild and a new group that in some ways we can't totally predict exactly what they're going to do, but stealing some wins here and there and doing better than everybody thought. Yeah, I think that's probably likely. I think that's probably likely right there. Isaac's saying, happy freaking Friday, guys. W streaking Friday. There you go. And there's Justin Bieber. Man, Freakin' Friday was fun back in the day. Of course, on my old convenience store show, I'd do trivia games and I'd ask people questions. And if they got the question right, they get a free can of pop from me from the convenience store. It's kind of like Cash Cab, except on a lower scale of a budget. See, we're saying Messiah is one brave man. He said F Brooklyn and shows up to Rutgers game, the truest Raptor ever. There you go. Well, he has to do what his job entails. In some ways, it's not like Masai Ujiri hasn't gone to dangerous places to see players around the world at different times, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, this is funny because we are playing Brooklyn. And in some ways, him being at the Rutgers game, well, he's in town already because he's got to go. We got the Nets game tonight. So it makes kind of total sense. Well, let's see what else some other people were doing yesterday on the Instagram stories real quick. First, we got Norman Powell, who's got his dog, and he's saying everyone needs a pregame nap, Apollo and Odin. Yeah, his dogs are so cute. Norman, you've got such cute dogs, and I love being able to check on them on Instagram every once in a while. From your times in Toronto, we loved them here, and we still love them now. There's some highlight he's showing where one of the guys on the Clippers did a crazy steal and they ran back the other way. It's weird because the Clippers jerseys look like New York jerseys for some reason. I don't know why it's like that. Then there's Norman working out before the game and then him walking in. But this is the clip I really love on Norman's Instagrams right here. The Clippers were playing the Kings in the preseason. Guess who he was palling around with before the game? He says, always been my big bro and mentor, DeMar DeRozan. So I love seeing DeRozan and Powell hanging out before the game and goofing around and being fun. And of course, Norman Powell's a vet. He's been in this league for a long time. He's an NBA champion. He's got a lot of accomplishments, but he still looks up to DeMar DeRozan from those days on the Raptors and playing underneath him and him teaching him so much. Big bro and mentor. And I love those Raptors connections and seeing them in other places and just them staying like that. And so Norman Powell hanging around and palling around with DeMar DeRozan before the Kings-Clippers game is awesome. It's awesome to a Raptor freak like me. That's right. So Norman, you keep your legacy and your time with the Raptors is still very cherished. That's right. Yuta is doing something with Nike Tokyo, something over there. They're kicking the ball around. I don't know, some sports thing. It's in Japanese. I can't read it. Yuta Watanabe, we love you. Gary Trent Jr. with his Milwaukee Bucks, number 5, guys. You know Gary's wearing number 5 this year for the Bucks. Yeah, you know what? I love Gary. I want all the best for our sixth god, Gary. You are a badass, Gary. We still love you. Scotty is out on the streets of New York. And it looks like Scotty went to see Chicago last night. We know Scotty's a big fan of theater. He likes to go to at David Mervish's Princes of Wales and see all the big shows that come to Toronto. Well, while he's in New York last night, Scotty went down to Broadway and he took in, I think he went and saw Chicago last night. Is what it looks like. That crowded street out there in New York. There's a lot of people out on the street. Scotty, be safe. And hopefully nobody is messing with you, recognizing you on the street. But I know maybe you got hooked up by David to get tickets at a Broadway show down there. Maybe the Raptors just hooked you up somehow, some way. Either way, we know Scotty loves those plays, and he probably went to a Broadway show last night is what it looks like because he's down there on Broadway, and it looks like he went to Chicago. Jamal Shed is celebrating. I'm a believer, brother. Go show the world for some guy named Jawan who's on the Houston Cougars. Wubbs is saying this on his Instagram. Jacoby Walters saying, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. There you go. Wubbs very much showing his spirituality through his Instagram. We love to see that. And there he is on the practice court for the Raptors in Brooklyn. Hopefully you're almost ready to come back. I don't think you're playing today, Jacoby, But man, if you showed up all of a sudden today because you're healthy and able to play, that would be fantastic. But I don't think you are. I don't think you're ready. And then they were asking, "What are you playing in your headphones?" I don't know, Jacoby. What are you playing on your headphones? I don't know. I don't know what are you playing. Davion Mitchell showing in the Raptors white and red practicing before the game. Let's see who else. We got Jamal McGlure listening to some music, and he's still talking about the Garth McGlure music bursary application. So y'all can, if you're into music, you can do that. Also, his 2024 Thanksgiving drive was very successful this week. Jamal McGlure, community ambassador. Oh, and he's also playing the Afrobeat clip on his Instagram. Jamal McGlure loved the Afrobeat dancing by everybody. You know, even Darko had some moves in this. I'm not gonna lie, Darko was getting down, and he looked pretty good in this whole thing going down. I love how they're all smiling and stuff. We see Scotty in the middle of it getting down. Jamal and IQ kind of goofing off of each other. They're hopping off one leg, hopping off the next leg. Yeah, they got rhythm, man. I'm telling you, these guys as a group got rhythm. Scotty's getting down, and Jacoby's getting down, and Emmanuel's smiling. Oh, it's such a great clip, that open gym clip. Seriously, great moves by all of them. Just A+ stuff, man. Let's see, what else do I got in the Instagrams real quick? It is game day on the Raptors official. And Slim Duck is putting on blast Sabrina for her big half-court shot or logo shot to help the New York Liberty beat the Lynx the last game in the WNBA Finals. So Slim Duck, a big fan of Sabrina Ionescu and what she did there. There's a picture of him getting ready for the game. Grady Dick is doing a meet and greet, guys. The heads up real quick. Listen, whoop, whoop, whoop. Listen. All right, on Saturday from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, Grady Dick will be at the Scarborough Town Center doing a meet and greet. So that probably means he'll sign some autographs and say hi and take some pictures. So listen up. That's tomorrow, guys. He will be back in Toronto. He'll be out at Scarb's Town Center. That's right. Real world, real life, real Toronto. So if you are in the Scarborough area and you want to meet Grady Dick, tomorrow's your day. 2 to 4 tomorrow, Scarborough Town Center. Find Grady Dick and you can meet him. That's what's up tomorrow. I don't know. He's doing this with JD. He's at JD. What is JD? It's some store, right? JD. So you can find Grady at JD tomorrow, 2 to 4 in Scarborough Town Center. So get out there, East Siders. Alrish Shamshay celebrating some guy from the Duke Blue Devils. I'm not sure who that is. Kaman Mulak, something like that. Some guy, friend of his. There's your Instagram stories. Yeah, Grady is going to be at Scarborough Town Center tomorrow from 2 to 4. So y'all get out there and check it out. There you go. There you go. There you go. Cowboy saying, I agree. Grady is such a great draft pick, bona fide starter. That's right. It looks like he is a starter. I want to improve it. And I'll say this preseason, Grady Dick has proved that he's a starter. I'll say he has. Yeah, he's proven he's a starter. I'll agree. Seymour saying, save the man's sweet in a jar. He needs to be studied. Save the man's sweat in the jar. He needs to be studied. Okay. Rely on Messiah. All right. Kaz is saying Michael Grange is a tool shed. Yeah, just finish the loaf, bro. Just go ahead and finish it. Don't be half-assed in your poop and be acting like you're still constipated when you're asking questions, Michael. Seriously, Emmanuel, what's it like to finally be a starting point guard in the NBA? So uncomfortable to listen to. Seriously. David saying that's unfair to tool sheds. They're actually useful. Commissioner Trivia David comes in. He hasn't said anything in the chat for a while, and now he says that. That's hilarious. All right, we'll do the classic card since David's here. So funny, David. David, you want a dunk? You get a dunk for just coming in and saying that's an insult to tool sheds. That's an insult to Jamal sheds. How about that? All right, David, we're going to give you a 5-pointer, 279 for David on the dunk list. And we're going to do the classic card right now since David has chimed in. 9:46 is the time when he said that. All right, guys, whole name, and it is a classic one. This is hard. David, this is going to be a 200-point card right now. I can tell you right now. This is a hard one. And we'll see. All right, let's see who it is. Can anybody name this classic card of the day? This is such a weird one, guys. Honestly, in some ways, this is a weird one. You may know it because you had this hoop set from way back. It was a very popular set that a lot of people bought. But maybe you just know it because you just know your old classics Philadelphia 76ers. But yeah, who is that? Who is that classic card? I need both names. Don't half-ass me. Write his first and last name, and you will get the 200 points for this classic card. This is a hard one because this guy is not a prominent, important Sixer in any kind of way. This is just a dude who got a card at that time. So yeah, who knows it? Is Smooth going to get this one? I'm wondering. Let's see. Jaws from James Bond. You think that's Richard Keel? Richard Keel? You think that's Richard Keel? Moonraker? Yeah, yeah. That guy was awesome. I love Richard Keel. That is not Richard Keel. That's pretty funny though. You think that's Jaws from James Bond? You know, I have a Funko of Jaws from James Bond. I have Richard Keel in a Funko. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my Funkos. Come on, guys. Does anybody know who this Sixer is that used to play with Charles Barkley on the Sixers way back in the day? He played for a couple people. Jim Roski. That's, I know where you're trying to go with that, but that's wrong. That is wrong. Man, this is going to be a tough one. I might have to actually add another 100 on this, David. If nobody gets this soon, because you see Mike Jaminski coming off the court behind him. That's Mike Jaminski there. Sean Bradley is not right, Mischief. But I get it. I get what you're trying to do. Yeah. Yeah, Smooth, you thought it was Mike Jaminski, but that's actually him, 42, coming out of the game. All right, let me give you a clue about his name. His name is the same name as a very famous cartoon restaurateur on Sunday Night Animation Domination. A cartoon restaurateur, if that is a clue. The first name of that guy on that cartoon, and then his last name is let's just say there's an artist, the blues artist named Big Mama, and her last name is his last name. So if you can get the two names from those two clues, it's a Fox Sunday Animation Domination restaurateur's first name. And then the second name is Big Mama Blank's name from old blues artist. Yeah. So if you know those two names, you'll get his name because you'll get those two names, the first and the last name. That's right. If you can know those clues, who's a restaurateur on Fox's Animation Domination on Sunday nights? And who is the old blues artist named Big Mama Blank? What is her last name? Big Mama Blank. Yeah, let's see. Anybody knows any blues or any Fox cartoons that are on Sunday night? Yeah. Oh, come on, y'all. I'm really worried about this. This may be the stymiest of the stymiest of classic cards. This guy is a no-name player. This guy is somebody that y'all should not know. But I'm just telling you, if somebody gets this, it's super impressive. So who's a restaurateur that's a cartoon guy? Seriously, that's an easy clue right there. You should be able to figure that out. Who would be on Fox Sunday night cartoons, and he's the restaurant guy out of all the cartoons on there? Yeah. And then what is the last name with the blues singer Big Mama Blank? Big Mama Blank. So if you know, maybe you guys know the first name and you don't know the last name right now. Okay, he looks like the actor from the Heat of the Night TV show. Yeah, he does kind of look like that guy. I saw a movie with that guy last night. Dave Fentanyl? Dave Fentanyl. That's weird. No, Kiscom's saying, damn, I want to see what Jacoby's got on the bag. Any word on him playing? I don't know. Jacoby is not probably going to play tonight, but who knows? Maybe he does. Maybe he does. But yeah, classic card of the day. Come on, yeah, guys. Smooth's not anywhere near. The first name is not Dave. Think about cartoons on Fox and which cartoon is centered around a restaurant and what is the name of that cartoon and who is the father of that family. That is the first name of this person. So if you know that, you know the first name. The second name is the great blues singer Big Mama Blank. And if you know the last name of that great blues singer, Big Mama, then you'll get the last name on this one too. But I'm surprised y'all aren't doing very well on this. I would figure that somebody get this. Isaac Campbell, where are you? You should know this. You should know this. Where's Isaac Campbell, the benevolent one? In some ways, he does a good job when we get on this card set. All right, y'all are gonna mess up my stream if nobody gets this soon. Seriously. There we go. Kareem figured it out. It's Bob Thornton. Of course, Bob's Burgers and Big Mama Thornton is the name of the blues singer. So Bob Thornton is the right name. Kareem, did you get that from the clues? Seriously. Or did you just figure it out? Good job, Kareem Thomas. Let's give him 300, David. Seriously, that was a work. That was a lot of work. Mark Macon, no, it's Bob Thornton. Bob Thornton, man. The clues. He got it from the clues. Yeah. Bob Thornton, Big Mama Thornton. 250? All right, he's going to say 250. So David's adjudicating 250. That's fair enough. Big Bob's Burgers, Big Mama Thornton. So Bob Thornton. That's right. Good job, Kareem. I'm very impressed by you getting it off the clues that it would be Bob and Thornton. That's right. Wow. Wow. That was a tough one. That was a really tough one. I'm actually really surprised how tough that one was. Seriously. All right, let's see. Where were we in the chat? We're at 946. All right, where are we? All right, Kaz is laughing at David, and Carlos saying Ace Bailey shoots so well. Stupid fans talking about the T word already. Yeah, in some ways, look, we're not trying to do that. We're going to do what we do this season. If things go a certain way, whatever, we'll see. We'll find out. But either way, I like our team right now, and let's just let them try and compete. And if they win, they win. That's great. Nako's saying Bill Simmons is a filthy casual that doesn't know ball. Yeah, in some ways, he's diversified his life in all kinds of different areas, and in some ways, like I said, he never really was a journalist. He was like an author who liked to write about his life and kind of like was just like a columnist. And then, like, for some reason, they think he's some sort of sports expert, but really, he's just a fan. He's just a huge Celtics fan, and everything he thinks about or wonders about is all tainted by his fandom of the Celtics. He's absolutely compromised. And I'm not going to say I'm not either. I'm the same way. So it takes one to know one. And a super fan knows another super fan. And that's why he shouldn't be trusted for any kind of like advice or stuff on general NBA stuff because he's biased. He's so biased. So biased. David's saying, is that the guy who is always drunk or appears drunk when he's doing his podcast? I have no idea if he's drunk or not. But yeah, Bill Simmons is just a number one Celtics fan. That's for sure, right there. Yeah, Cowboys saying alley oop to Uncle Saint David. Yeah, we'll give David. I gave him a dunk just now, but I'll give him one more. 280. We'll just give him one, just real quick. Top him off for a sec. 280. Nako's saying, Lex, stop comparing yourself to Bill Simmons. You're making yourself look bad. No, the only reason I'm saying that, Gerald, is because he's like me. I'm a fan. I don't go around and try and say I'm a journalist. I don't go around and try and say that I'm this or that. I am a fan. This is a fans channel. I'm not trying to be like Luca Rosano and saying I'm a journalist. I'm not trying to be like these podcast kids, like the kids Riker and Ben, and saying that we're podcasters and we're YouTubers. No, I am just a fan that's using YouTube as my outlet to talk. And I'm not trying to get it twisted. I'm not a media person like Samson Folk and Oren Weisfeld and those guys. I'm not an author. I'm not a writer. I'm a passionate super fan that runs a daily channel for the Raptors. And I want to make these distinctions clear. In some ways, I don't have a journalistic integrity that I have to stick to because I'm a fan. I can get away with whatever the fuck I want to say. And in some ways, Bill Simmons is the same thing as me. And in some ways, we shouldn't look at him as having journalistic integrity for that reason. But thank you, Nako, for the compliment, saying I look bad when I compare myself to him. Smooth saying, I don't get how people who don't watch a team, know nothing about them, have an opinion on said team. Well, it's like anything in this world. Like we could talk about how people like, all right, Trump can have comments about immigrants and stuff, but he doesn't really understand immigrants. He's just sullying them. He's just like talking them down and talking shit. Meanwhile, immigrants are running the country in some ways. They're not paying. They're paying taxes. They're not getting any of the benefits. They're doing all kinds of jobs nobody else wants to do. But meanwhile, he's going to paint a whole picture about them that's totally messed up. And that's the thing. It's these people don't investigate or think about things on a higher level or a deeper level. They're just going to fill in the blanks however they want. It's lazy. And it's not like most American people that cover the NBA actually watch the Raptors. So they don't have any realistic opinions about it because they're not actually doing the research or watching us. And it goes all the way from Shaq and Charles and all them all the way down to a jabroni like Bill Simmons. So it's really like that. It's really like that. And in some ways, it's the perception war. It's like, hey, casual Raptors fans or casual NBA fans down the States, you don't need to go look at the Raptors because we're just going to tell you what they're like. And this is why people down there don't have a good opinion about the Raptors either, is because they listen to jabronis like the Ringer and they just think, oh, yeah, the Raptors are this way. They're going to just think what they say because that's what they hear. So it's all messed up. In some ways, it actually can work in our favor in some ways because we sneak up on people and beat their ass because they think we're going to be bad. So we'll just try and use the benefits of it in some ways. And don't get too mad about it because honestly, this has been going on for years. And it's just par for the course. Honestly, it's just par for the course. Mo's saying Bill Simmons is a bum. There you go, Mo. I'm going to give you a dunk for that one. I agree with you on that. He is totally a bum. Monique is right. 195, Mo. You're on 195 on the dunk sheet right now. Yeah, that's totally right. Let's see. Brian's here. Good to see King from To The Point. What's up, Freak Nation? Anybody see that clear flagrant one last night? Then his dad having another typical tantrum, shaking my head. Who are you talking about? I can't do it without proper nouns. I have no idea. I don't watch all the NBA. I do not watch anybody else. In fact, that's my counterpoint for Bill Simmons. It's like, yeah, I'm not watching Bronny and Bron if you're talking about them. So I didn't see this. So I can't comment on it. Yeah, I'm not watching the Lakers. I'm not watching the Celtics unless we're playing them. So yeah, it goes both ways. That's my counteraction to them being lazy and not watching us. Well, I'm not going to watch all y'all's teams. And I'll just make out of pocket comments about the other teams too. Although I try and do my research, I do really do. Nako saying a few of these centers in 2025, 7'2" comparatively. 2025 is more loaded with intriguing talent and recent memory. Okay, you're saying the draft's pretty good next year, man. Y'all, let's stop doing this. Just because we seen Masai show up at Rutgers yesterday, don't mean we need to talk about tanking and the draft and everything. We're starting a season all in the right order. I don't give a shit. I'm not taking any scouts for next year until next year. It has to be in the calendar year of 2025, and then I'll start talking about the draft. We have a season to get ready for, and I'm sick of this shit. I don't give a fuck about Cooper Flag. I don't give a fuck about anybody in this draft right now. We're worried about the season and playing games in the Raptors' present time. And this is what Leo's talking about. Stay present. Let's stay present right now. We got preseason game against Brooklyn, and I ain't getting ahead of myself and thinking about next year's draft. There's all a time and a place for these things. And all y'all worrying about the draft so much so early is stupid. Let's just enjoy what we got right now, is what I'm saying right now. That's right. That's right. Trevor's saying, I love that clip of the guys dancing and having fun. The vibes are good. Yeah, Trevor can see the very, very good rhythms, the very, very good syncopation of the guys all in together. It's like, yeah, they're vibing right. And it's weird, man. This is a different kind of feel around a Raptors than ever. Honestly, I mean, we've had good vibes at different times where people have felt really good, but this is weird because the vibes usually come around the team with winning and success. Like, sure, the championship team had a vibe to it. Yeah. DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry being at the top of the Eastern Conference every year in 2010s, that had a vibe to it. But what the hell is this vibe without the winning yet? That's weird, man. In some ways, it's like, what if we do start really winning a lot? The vibes will go off the charts. Off the charts, I'm telling you. Smooth saying, I don't pay attention to Bill Simmons. I brought it up because Raptors Twitter is going crazy last night. Yeah. Well, they these guys are so stupid, man. I watched that clip and I'm listening to them and I'm like, you guys are idiots. First of all, Russillo's saying like, yeah, they got Manuel, they got RJ, they got Scotty, they got Jakob. It doesn't make sense to me, but I do like those players. I think those players are good. The guy's like, I like these players, but they don't make sense to me together. You know what doesn't make sense? That you are looking at a Toronto team and you have any kind of factual opinion. No, you know what doesn't make sense? That you think that you know the Toronto Raptors when you don't. And in some ways, you're just muddling and murky and shit. And yeah, Raptors Twitter needs to go after them. Seriously. And they'll keep the receipts, bookmark that clip, and come back around and see them in 6 months, is what I'm saying to Raptors Twitter right now. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought it up. Honestly, Smooth. I was wondering if somebody would bring this up. I wasn't going to bring it up myself because if you guys don't want to talk about it, I don't want to talk about it. But if you guys want to bring up something like this, yeah, I did see it and I will talk about it. And we did. And it's been fun. So don't feel bad about bringing it up. And I know that you don't normally pay attention to him. It's just that you saw what was going on Raptors Twitter last night. So it's all good. Seymour saying, where are all these created players coming from? Now there's like 4 7'5" players in the league. Man, them are long. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, are we adding weird shit to the food? I mean, there's something going on. I don't know. There's a lot of taller people coming for some reason, and they know how to play basketball better these days. Sometimes these guys would be 7'6", 7'7". They couldn't play basketball, but they were really tall and could block shots. But a lot of these big guys like Victor can actually play at this point. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Nako saying if Cooper Flag gets to 7'2", he's terrifying. Yeah, once again, I don't want to even talk about these guys anymore. Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag, I don't care. Fuck all that shit. I'm not interested in any of these stuff anymore. Seriously, I'm done talking about them. Worst teams in the East: Wizards, Nets. I almost want to say the Bulls, but probably the Pistons. Yeah, the Bulls will probably be in that mix. Yeah, I can see that. And Hornets, too. Put the Hornets down there, too. Wizards, Nets, Pistons, Bulls, Hornets. Yeah, and even the Hawks, too. The Hawks will probably be down there, too. Smooth saying, regarding Dennis, what I meant was that Fred was so important to how the Raptors played that it didn't matter the strengths of Dennis's game. It was doomed to fail. I thought that Dennis was a adequate replacement for Fred, and he was doing things very similar to Fred in some ways. But that was part of the problem, was because the people that hated Fred were like, "Oh no, Dennis is just doing what Fred did now." In some ways, we needed that kind of leadership. As much as people thought Scott was just ready to be the man and do this and do that, we needed these kind of leaderships. And there may be times this year where we're like, "Yeah, I kind of wish we had like a Dennis or a Fred right now." Although IQ could be that guy in a pinch, hopefully, but we'll have to see. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I think that Dennis, in some ways, if they had been successful from the season start last year, he would still be a Raptor right now. But because it wasn't going right, and in December, it was like Masai and Bobby were kind of like, "Yeah, this isn't working. We're gonna have to do all the trades." In some ways, we knew we were gonna have to trade Siakam probably for sure, but now we really should trade all these guys and start over. And it was really because even when we were healthy with all those good players, it wasn't working still. We were still losing way too much in the beginning of the season. Now, this year, we're going to lose in the beginning of the season, but they're not going to overreact and start sending guys every which way because of that, because it's expected. It's expected. Last year, we had a good team. We should have been winning more by December, and we weren't. So then, boom, you got to pull the trigger. OG's gone to New York, and Siakam shortly after going to Indiana. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Trevor's saying Bill Simmons, they should change his name to Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, him and Russillo. Russillo is kind of a journalist, but they're both Boston fucks. And that's what it is right there. They're both very much Boston guys. And in some ways, they need to advertise them as that. Nako saying, I love Dennis as a six. Shame it didn't work. As a six man, I liked him as our starting point guard, honestly. In some ways, I really did like him as our starting point guard. I really did. Monique saying Jay Triano reliving his memories with DeMar in Toronto in an interview. Yeah, we talked about this when DeMar went to Sacramento, the connection that he has with Jay Triano as being his first coach in the NBA. When DeMar got drafted to the Raptors, Jay was our coach. And now look how full circle things come. 18 years later, DeMar DeRozan is playing with Jay Triano as the number one assistant under Mike Brown in Sacramento. So he's reunited. And Jay was really interesting in that interview. He's saying that it's really cool to see the growth of DeMar DeRozan over his whole entire career to where he is now. And think about where he was when he first showed up with me in Toronto so long ago. So that is a very special bond. And I think that DeMar really does enjoy being with Coach Triano once again on the Kings right now. That's a very special added bonus, because it really is kind of like a mile marker show. Look how far you came kind of thing. Because I remember you from the very beginning, exactly where you were. And now I'm getting to work with you again at this point. And I'm sure it's so gratifying for both of them to kind of understand the path and the career and the journey of DeMar. Because in some ways, DeMar DeRozan, when he came in as that kid to Toronto, didn't know to wear a jacket, and was really just figuring out the league. He's grown as a man in so many different ways, whether it's an NBA player or just as a man, as a dad, as a parent, just as a person. And the fact that DeMar is so high on the all-time NBA career scoring list is another thing that shows just how much time has passed since those early beginnings of Jay Triano being the very first NBA coach that DeMar played for. Very, very cool thing. Very, very cool thing. And I'm glad they're honoring it. And in some ways, it's kind of apropos that in the 30th anniversary season of the Raptors, two very special people in the Raptors history are reunited in Sacramento. Yeah, because Jay Triano is special in Raptors history as a Canadian, as a coach of Team Canada at times, and also a coach of the Raptors at a certain point. That's an important part of our history, honestly, to have our Canadian Raptors coach, Jay Triano, because he's the only Canadian coach we've ever had in our history. And in some ways, that was very cool when we had a head coach that was a Canadian guy. So yeah, there's some interesting stuff there. Mo, thanks for bringing that up with the cue card. I really appreciate that. Smooth saying Fred has the winner intangibles, hence his impact on the Rockets. Yeah. I keep on saying it. He has a treasure map that knows success. And in some ways, you want players with treasure maps that know what builds to success. And that's why I always valued Fred more than some other people did in our fan nation. I always did. Carlos saying Ace Bailey has the chance to be the top pick next year. That shooting is sublime. There you go. Once again, I don't want to get it on this. In some ways, I don't care about the draft. I don't care about these big players. In some ways, you guys are going to bring them up over and over again all year long. They're going to annoy me. It's going to be annoying because honestly, I'm not trying to aim for Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper. I'm trying to aim for W's this year and trying to aim for tanking and doing that kind of stuff. That's not what we're about here, guys. Nate Nako's saying, I think I like Shed's defense more than Davion's, but Davion is a better passer. Let's not get this twisted. Davion Mitchell has been in the league for a few years now. Shed has not been tested in NBA games yet. So you can't say this yet, Gerald. Davion Mitchell is much more proven as a defensive guard, and he is our backup point guard. Shed's got to listen. I'm telling y'all, Shed's got to shoot better. Shed's got to be a better, more reliable outside shooter, and that time can be spent in 905 on Mississauga's team, learning and getting better down there. And he gets to run the whole show down there. He's the bona fide number one point guard for the 905, and that is the same path that Fred took when he came to the Raptors. The first year of Fred, he barely played on the Raptors, y'all, just so y'all know. In Fred's rookie year, he did not play as much at all, really. He was the third or fourth point guard on the Raptors depth chart. And he needed that year of working with Siakam and Pirtle and them level to build it up. Well, it's the same thing. Shed's got to go down there with Shamshay and Carlson and do the same thing this year. So don't expect Shed to be on the Raptors playing a lot of minutes. It's the hierarchy is very set. IQ, Davion Mitchell, and then I would even say DJ Carton's ahead of Jamal Shed on the down low. It's only been in preseason that he's let Jamal Shed come out and play ahead of him. But in some ways, DJ Carton's way more dependable than Jamal Shed. And it's something I love about DJ Carton is professionalism and how dependable he is. It's kind of like what Jeff Doughton was like, a very dependable kind of shooter and very fundamentally good. So let's not get this twisted. Shed is on the depth chart. He may be third or even fourth on the point guard depth chart right now. Yeah, Smooth saying the only thing Dennis is over Fred was posting up. That's it. Yeah. I mean, in some ways you could say Dennis was faster than Fred. In some ways, he may have been a little bit faster than Fred. Fred was never a super, super quick guard. I think that in some ways, Dennis was faster. And in some ways, Dennis was a different kind of defender also than Freddie. In some ways, he's a different kind of defender. In some ways, he's a little bit more attacking on the ball. And Fred was kind of a layback. I'm smart. I'm going to swat you. I'm going to use some physicality with my body and not necessarily totally relying on quickness. That's why Fred could get burned on defense. In some ways, somebody gets past Dennis, he's more likely to run and catch up and try and catch them than Freddie was. So there's a little bit of that too. Jay's here. The baseman saying, I'm looking forward to Raptors game today. The future is bright. I need my sunglasses. All right, you calling for this? All right, we're going to do this. All right, we got future's so bright. We got to wear shades. All right, we're going to wear some shades. Funkadelic. Let's go. Let's go, Funkadelic. That's right. Play some anesthesia pulling teeth. Yeah, some Cliff Burton, man. Yeah, that's right, Jay. That's right. Monique is telling us that the Bucks have signed Justice Winslow to a 10-day Exhibit 10 contract. He's on Exhibit 10. It's not a 10-day. It's Exhibit 10. Yeah, so he's in a situation on the Bucks trying to make their roster kind of like Jared Rhoden and Jamias Ramsey. So yeah, all the best to Justice Winslow, former 905er from last year, trying to make the Bucks this season on their training camp staff right now. Yeah, there you go. There's a classic card answers. Yeah, there we go. Let's get past them. No. Yeah, all right. Let me get Criscom's comment here. Damn, I want to see what Jacoby's got on the bag. Any word on him playing? Yeah, let me go over this a little bit more. Now, Darko said that Jacoby's a little bit ahead of RJ. RJ is going to be available probably for the opening game. Maybe not. He'll be back for the Philly game next Friday for sure. But Jacoby's ahead of him, so there is a slight possibility Jacoby Walter plays tonight. But I don't think it's likely. It's more likely Emmanuel's back tonight than Jacoby. So we'll have to see. In some ways, they gotta be safe with Jacoby. And Darko also said he has a special plan for how he's going to institute Walter into our rotation and get him involved. So he has a special plan just for him. There you go. The Clues got it for Kareem. That's really, really good. Very, very good. Yeah, 250. There you go. You're gonna catch up. You and Smooth are up in the lead now. Amit is busy. I mean, obviously his country's in a crazy situation. And he's more busy with school and stuff. So you guys are getting a good lead. Build it and keep going, seriously. Because at the end of the year, there's going to be more regular trivia. And that may be the time when this kid's going to come back and make his surge. That's what he did last year. Fiercey built a huge lead. And then at the end of the season, when we're doing trivia every week up until the championship, that's when he overcame her. So don't fuck around, Smooth and Kareem. If you guys want to win this championship, this big, huge trophy in the corner and put your name on it, you guys keep going because you guys are in the lead right now. You're 1-2 right now. That's right. Let's see. Kareem saying, Nako, do you work at Interstate? I need a new car battery. Also, I live in Saga. Yeah, I don't know which battery company he works for, but yeah, I think he is somewhere over there in Mississauga at a battery store. So you should definitely hook up with him. I don't know which one he's at though. You thought that it was Doug Collins. Oh no, Kaz is not live. It's too bad. Dead. That's too bad. Let's see. Brian saying Bron and LeBron going to the court yelling at the refs. Well, that's not a good look, but that's kind of expected from King James, isn't it? Kareem saying, I'm not getting a good gauge on Quickly, Barrett, and Jacoby. Are they good to go for the opener? I think Quickly's going to play tonight. I keep saying that today. Barrett, I think Darko was saying he expects him to play for the starter, and I'm pretty sure Jacoby will be there too because he's ahead of RJ. So Brian's saying, glad our team's doing fun things in a positive way and not like most teams making it a circus show like the Lakers. Yeah, it's really sad. I mean, in some ways, I see what this Dalton Neck guy's doing. He scored like 20 straight points for the Lakers in their last preseason game. This guy is totally overshadowed. Like, that's the dude they should be talking about. But they're going to talk about Bronny making one little move in one basket and say that he burned the defense on the other side. And that's the only thing he did the whole entire game. It's a real shame. And in some ways, the Celtics, I mean, the Lakers' toxicness is going to be what they get. They're going to be like this and do this whole Bronny show for the whole year. Well, it's going to be a distraction from winning, and they're not going to be very good, and it's going to be ridiculous. Honestly, it's going to get so tired at some point. It's already kind of tired to a lot of people. Like, it's tired to me. I'm sure it's tired to a lot of y'all. And people are going to get more and more sick of hearing about Bronny James. Trust me. They really are. Shaq Lindsay saying Kawhi behaving like someone who doesn't want to work and is near retirement, sucking the business dry before calling it quits. Yeah, getting his paychecks. Man, he's made so much money for how little he's played. It'd be very interesting to see like how much he's been paid per game or per minute at this point, like the averages, because of how much little he's been playing and how much he's getting paid is insane. So yeah, that with Ben Simmons, start looking at those stats. In some ways, the NBA could keep those stats. They don't want people to see them. But if they saw minutes paid per minute for actual minutes played for the contract that you played, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm sure Kawhi and Ben Simmons are two of the leaders of getting paid huge amounts of money. And like, how much did you pay him? Like we paid him $10,000 a minute for how much we got out of him or something like that. Something crazy like that, Shaq Lindsay. Is crazy. Monique saying W stream, W vibes. Go Raptors for life. Keep at it always, Lex. Good times are coming. Let's go. Raptor Freak family strong forever. There you go. I love the cutoff. Thank you, Monique. Yeah, I got about a half an hour just in case for the 2 hours. Let's see. Shaq saying, I'm so glad we sent him and his uncle on a Drake plane to LA. You know, what could have been? In some ways, Kawhi, you needed us because you needed Dr. Alex. You needed Masai and Bobby to stay the GMs and run the team and keep the team around you. You did not need Russell and Paul. That's evident because you finally did get them together, and it didn't mean jack shit. And yeah, you could have probably gotten a second championship with Toronto the next year, even with the pandemic happening and us going to the bubble. I think we would have prevailed in Orlando if you had been on our squad. And it's too bad because you were fairly healthy in the bubble playoffs. I remember you were playing against Luka and the Mavericks, and you kind of did play in the series then. So you were likely going to be healthy for us in the bubble playoffs, and you may have been the difference in beating the Celtics and us getting to the finals and repeating that year. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. We'll never know, Kawhi, because you wanted to go home so bad. So yeah, it is what it is. In some ways, I say we dodged a bullet, Shaq Lindsay. We dodged a bullet by him going over there. That's right. Yeah, Kawhi told PG before going, get your bag because I got mine. Yeah, the Steve Ballmer guy is great. This is kind of like WCW when Turner was just throwing out huge contracts to wrestlers and they were guaranteed and they didn't show up. They stopped coming. They stopped doing stuff. They were like, yeah, this is great. So Steve Ballmer, you're like Ted Turner in WCW in the late 90s. Just throwing out huge guaranteed contracts to guys. And in some ways, they're not showing up. And now we're seeing Paul George is hurt already for the season, too. He's not going to be available for the Sixers for quite a while. There's been a couple of injuries that have shocked me already. Hartenstein's another one. Hartenstein is out 5 to 6 weeks already for the Thunder too. So yeah, Cowboys saying new era Raptors. Let's go. There you go. I love all the heads. We got the barbecue. We got Shamshay. We got Shed. We got Darko with the red eyes. Let's go. Bye-bye, Kawhi. Bye-bye, Kawhi. All right, we're at the end of the chat. Let me see what else I want to say real quick in the tabs. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Thank you for doing the trivia stuff, David, putting that in there. Yeah, check out on the community tab the videos from the Kensington Variety VIP Club. That stuff is always good and fun. We do have our fantasy league draft this weekend, guys. On Sunday, everybody who's playing, be ready. Cool Cat, Peter, David, Andrew, Tobias Frost, MJ, Bryce, Kaz, Bradley, Gerald, Meredith, Omari, Kareem, HC, Jason Dukes, and myself. We're going to draft at 9:45. Show up at 9:30 Sunday morning. Don't be late. If you're not going to be there, auto draft, get that shit ready. So be ready for that. I got to remind y'all on that. All right, let's do the recap of everything for tonight. That's right, Cowboy. Fuck Brooklyn. The lot of injuries right now for the Nets, and we'll see who is going to be there or not. Let me see if they've updated this at all. Nicholas Claxton is day-to-day. Ben Simmons is day-to-day. Killian Hayes is day-to-day. So those guys could either show up or not. We'll have to see. Trendon Watford, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Day'Ron Sharpe are all out for the Nets. So I expect a lineup of Dennis Schroeder, Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Noah Clowney. And they'll have guys off the bench like Kansas Jayhawk, Jalen Wilson, and Keon Johnson, and Dariq Whitehead. So that's kind of the lineup for the Nets is not the most talented, and we should take it to them. For our side of things, right now they're saying that Emmanuel is not going to play, but I don't believe them. I think that Emmanuel is going to play tonight, and we're going to see that. RJ is out. Bruce Brown is out. Jacoby Walter is out. Kelly Olynyk is day-to-day, and so is Garrett Temple. And Jamal Shed is also day-to-day. So they could be showing up. But who knows? Probably likely we won't see Olynyk, Temple, or Shed. I think that the most likely person that's been out that's going to come back is Quickly, guys. It just really seemed like it. The way he was talking about the cast and getting it fit and the way he was acting, he did full contact yesterday. He's ramping up. And they did really say last week they want to get Emmanuel at least one preseason game before the season. So the goal is there. And if he's ready, he will show up. So they may be saying this later, and then they'll be like, yeah, Lex was right. Emmanuel Quickly did play. So I predict the starting lineup of Emmanuel, Grady, Scotty, Jakob, and Oshai Abaji. The referees for tonight are pretty good. Tyler Ford is the crew chief. He's our friend. We love Tyler Ford. He favors the Raptors. Then we got Ray Acosta from New York. He's very much favoring the Brooklyn Nets. And then Nate Green just slightly favors the Brooklyn Nets, but he's a very friendly to the Raptors referee also. So Tyler Ford, Ray Acosta, Nate Green are the referees for tonight's game. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching the Raptor Freak preview for Brooklyn Nets and Toronto Raptors in Brooklyn. The final preseason game this season for the Raptors before we start the regular season next Wednesday in Toronto against the Cleveland Cavaliers. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Boss Take Charge is saying Raptors win. Come on. That's right. Yeah. I predict we'll win tonight. I'd like to be 3-2 for the preseason. I know that Darko wants to have a winning record at the end. In some ways, getting the win, the 1-point win against the Celtics the other night allowed for this opportunity to have a winning record in the preseason. It looked real bad for a little bit there when we were 1-2. It looked like we were going to be 1-3 against the Celtics, but we pulled it off and beat the Celtics, the champs, on Tuesday night. And that was a big deal. So let's get that 3-2 and beat the Brooklyn Nets. They've played a few games in the preseason. They're 1-2 right now. They're only playing 4 games. They beat the Wizards, and they've lost to the Sixers and the Clippers in the preseason so far. The Nets. Yeah, Cowboys saying, is Kelly out? What's his injury? Kelly's having back spasms. That's why he's missed the last few preseason games. It's just a little bit of back thing. In some ways, these are excuses, to be honest. I don't think Kelly's that hurt or anything like that. Sometimes, the things that they say for like Garrett Temple and Kelly being out, well, they're just older and they don't need preseason. In some ways, I don't think they're actually that hurt. But the technical reason Kelly is out is back spasms, that his back is spasming. And that's what it is. Yeah. They're saying Kelly's banged up from last season. I don't think that's true. I think that Kelly's fine. It's just that they don't need him to play in preseason, so they make an excuse so that they can play more of the young guys and get looks at them. Just like Kelly doesn't need preseason. He's old. He's going to get 82 games or how many games he's going to play this season. And coming for preseason, it's not like he needs to warm up or get ready. And that's the same thing for Garrett Temple. So both of those guys are kind of the same reason why they're out. Mischief saying, "Have a good weekend, everybody. I want to meet Grady tomorrow at 2 to 4 tomorrow at Scarborough Town Center at JD. That's my initials. Yeah, that's your initials for your name. So get down there, Mischief. Since you know Grady's going to be there watching the Raptor Freak channel, you'll find out everything that's going on with the Raptors. Grady Dick meet and greet at Scarborough Town Center tomorrow from 2 to 4. So get down there if you're in the area. Go meet Grady. Yeah, get his autograph and take a picture, Jay, and send it to us. And I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it, and maybe we can put it on blast somewhere. Cowboy saying, later, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Have a great and safe day. Blessings to you, Cowboy. Ta-da. Y'all have a great weekend. And TGIF, have a safe day working wherever you're at. Boss Takes saying, Embiid's next. We got the East. Who's that? Who you saying Embiid's next? We got the East? You're a Philly fan. I didn't realize that. You're a Philly fan. Yeah. Are you really a Philly fan? I didn't realize that. That's weird. Cowboy saying, might see you there, baseman. Yeah, all y'all go see Grady and tell him Raptor Freaks are here. You say, yeah, the Raptor Freaks are here, Grady. Tell him Raptor Freak. You'll be like, huh? See what's up. Yeah, peace out. Thank you, Neil, for being here. Always good to see you. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and join the channel if you feel like it. There's some cool perks. Trust me. You can ask David Saborin. He's found the perks of the channel are quite interesting. But either way, y'all, have a great weekend. Touch grass, and let's beat the Nets tonight. Fuck Brooklyn, just like Masai said. And let's just have a good showing. We love you, Jordy. I love Jordy Fernandez, the coach of the Brooklyn Nets, and I love you, Dennis Schroeder, the great former Raptor and a great German player. Yeah, let's just have a fun time. Let's enjoy the game, and we'll react to it tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. We'll have all the breakdown of the stars of the game and going over the box score with you guys and talking about what we saw. This is the best place for you to come and say your opinions on day-to-day Raptors affairs. That's right. That's right. Let's go. I love it. Look at all the love. 100%, baby. 100%, baby. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah. What it do, baby? All right, let's go. Oh, Raptors.